3 about how my grandma almost got me grounded. So like I said, I snuck in through the back door so that way my grandma wouldn't see me, because if she saw me, she would have made me wait in the living room with her until my mom got home. So, you know, burnt myself with the curling iron and my mom gets home. And since I'm on the first floor, I can literally hear my grandma talking to my mom and my brother, of course. My grandma's like, yeah, she has hickeys all over her neck, which is literally an exaggeration because there was one small one. So my mom calls me out to the living room. I go out and she's like, all right, show it to me. And I'm like, show you what? She's like, don't play stupid. Your grandma already told me the whole situation. And I was like, Mom, I literally burnt myself with a curling iron. And my grandma's like screaming and freaking out because I'm lying. She's like, you better tell your mother the truth right now. Da 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 da. So I show the burn to my mom. She looks at my grandma and she's like, so you're gonna tell me that's not a burn on her neck? And she was like, that's not how it looked this morning, blah, blah, blah. So I got away with it, but now my grandma literally stalks me to see if I'm doing anything wrong so she can tell my mom. Is a $40 foundation better than a $9 foundation? The two foundations that we have going up against each other are the 𝙎𝙤𝙧𝙚 Complexion Pro and the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This at least looks like it's $30. So on this side, I'm going to do the 𝙎𝙤𝙧𝙚 foundation, and on the other side, I'm going to do the Charlotte Tilbury foundation. First things first, both of these foundations claim to have a matte finish that lasts all day, and it is supposed to feel like nothing is on your face. Also, both of these are supposed to be full coverage, and that's good to put to the test today because I do have a few blemishes. I am in literal shock right now. This is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury foundation. $9, $40, no beauty filter. They both look and feel the exact same way. Run. Do not walk, run. And everybody can run because there are 30 shades. Like, I'm sorry, you will never catch me spending $40 on a foundation ever again. Okay, first of all, I just wanted to say thank you so much because I have literally spent so much time and so much money trying to perfect my skincare routine. I finally think that I have found the holy grail. So a lot of us think that the reason why our skin doesn't look the best is usually because of our face wash or something. That could be the reason, but I have found out that it's most likely your moisturizer. And for my queens that have dry and cracked skin, winter is coming up, so let me put you on. So this is a hyaluronic acid face mask from the brand 𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙚. And moisturizing your skin is literally so important because it helps your skin maintain its elasticity. Like, people with naturally oily skin age so much better than people with dry skin because it acts as like a built-in moisturizer. So since I've washed my face, I'm going to put this mask on and leave it on for about 20 minutes. I only use this mask at night because it is super hydrating, and your skin needs more hydration at night than it does during the day. And after 20 minutes, I take it off. Not only does my skin look hydrated, but it feels hydrated. So I highly recommend you guys going and checking this out. The link is in my bio. Okay, first of all, I just wanted to say thank you so much because I have literally spent so much time and so much money trying to perfect my skincare routine. I finally think that I have found the holy grail. So a lot of us think that the reason why our skin doesn't look the best is usually because of our face wash or something. That could be the reason, but I have found out that it's most likely your moisturizer. And for my queens that have dry and cracked skin, winter is coming up, so let me put you on. So this is a hyaluronic acid face mask from the brand 𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙚. And moisturizing your skin is literally so important because it helps your skin maintain its elasticity. Like, people with naturally oily skin age so much better than people with dry skin because it acts as like a built-in moisturizer. So since I've washed my face, I'm going to put this mask on and leave it on for about 20 minutes. I only use this mask at night because it is super hydrating, and your skin needs more hydration at night than it does during the day. And after 20 minutes, I take it off. Not only does my skin look hydrated, but it feels hydrated. So I highly recommend you guys going and checking this out. The link is in my bio.
Story time. Karma didn't do its job fast enough, so I had to take matters into my own hands. So a little background information. My best friend Ellie had just passed away in a car crash. And for some reason, these two girls, Jackie and Jayla, decided that they were going to talk shit on her all the time for no reason. Like, they had some weird, unhealthy obsession with her for no reason. Like, the one time they literally put me in a group chat just so that way I could see them talking shit about her. So I told my best friends Christy and Megan about it, and we decided to come up with a plan to jump them. So in the morning and after school, Jayla and Jackie would walk by my house to get to theirs. So obviously we weren't going to do it in the morning because nobody had the energy for that. But we got baseball bats and everything else. And we did end up using them. Like, we ran up on them after school and we started to beat the shit out of them. I don't want this video to get taken down, so use your imagination because it was pretty bad. And both of them ended up in the ER. One girl was in a coma for the week and the other one had a broken collarbone. They ended up pressing charges, but my thing is, this is a girl who can't defend herself, so I would have done it
Story time about why I will never babysit ever again. So, little background information, I was 17 and a senior in high school. And my parents were super annoyed about the fact that I hadn't had a job since I was 14. So their friends just happened to need a babysitter. So they told me that I had to do it. So fast forward, I go over there super early in the morning and the mom had already left for work. And the dad, who we're gonna call Will, he was just about to leave. And before he walked out the door, he told me that there was a list of things that needed to be done before they got home. So their daughter Autumn, who was 5 years old, she was still sleeping. And I was reading through the list and it was just normal stuff. Like nap time at 2 o'clock, no pop after 7 o'clock, that sort of stuff. And then it had an arrow pointing towards the back. And when I flipped the page over, it said, "By the way, Autumn is scared to bathe by herself, so please get a shower with her." And I was not comfortable with that, so I called my mom and I told her about it, like for part 2. Part 2 about why I will never ever babysit ever again. So like I said, I flipped the page over and it said that their daughter was scared to bathe alone, so I would have to take a shower with her. And I called my mom and I told her about it. And she was like, "Well, honey, that doesn't sound that weird. Don't you remember when your little brother was scared of the toilet and we would have to take him to the bathroom and stand there with him for 20 minutes while he tried to go to the bathroom?" So I was super annoyed that she was even comparing those two situations. Because first of all, that was my little brother. Second of all, this is just freaking weird. So I told her to bring my bathing suit over and then I did everything on the list. Fast forward, Autumn said that she really liked me, so her parents wanted me to come over and babysit again. So I did, and whenever I was setting up the shower that day, there was a stack of towels sitting on the toilet, and when I picked it up to move it, a camera fell out of the pile of towels as soon as I picked it up, and it was recording. I was really weirded out, but I wanted to show it to my mom, Part 3 about why I will never ever ever babysit ever again. So like I said, I picked up the stack of towels and a camera that was recording fell out of it. And while I was home later that night, I was waiting for my mom to get home when I got a call from Will. And if you don't remember who that is, that's Autumn's dad. And of course I wasn't going to answer the phone because I was super weirded out and low-key scared. But then he left a voicemail. And he was like, "Hey, so I know you have the camera. And this is kind of awkward, but I'm gonna need it back. I can pay you whatever you want, and I would prefer that we don't tell anybody about this." Sometimes I'm just really amazed at how stupid people are because as soon as my mom got home, I showed her the camera and I let her listen to the voicemail. So my mom called over Autumn's mom. So they called the police, and Autumn's mom kept trying to call Will, but his phone was going straight to voicemail. And she was like, "Yeah, he begged me not to come over here whenever you called." It's been a week since this happened, and Autumn's dad is currently running from the cops. So I am about to get ready to go to playlist, and I wanted to do a get ready with me while I tell you facts about myself. So I am 20 years old, and I live in Florida. I have 3 younger sisters. I have also been a content creator now for 2 years. And I would definitely have to say that one of my biggest pet peeves is whenever Netflix removes my favorite shows. I mean, I guess I can't really call it a pet peeve anymore since I did find a solution to my problem. So I downloaded this app called ExpressVPN, which is a virtual private network app. The best thing about this app is that you can change your location and no app on your phone will know where you are. So when I'm not connected and I look up The Office on Netflix, it's not going to be there. But whenever I switch my location to Canada and I look up The Office, and voila, there it is. And if you click the link in my bio, you get 7 days free. But I'm pretty much all ready to go to playlist and I'm super scared, but hopefully I see some of you guys there. Story time. My boyfriend cheated on me with the girl best friend. So a little background information. I was 17 and a junior in high school, and my boyfriend and I had been dating for a year. But just a little backstory about when we got together. So there were definitely some red flags that I missed, okay? One of them being that he had a girl best friend. And I don't care what y'all have to say if that makes me insecure or what, but coming from someone who has been the girl best friend, I knew this was not good at all. Especially whenever we first started dating and she was still being super friendly with him, meaning she would hold his hand, she would hang on him 24/7. And when I told him I was super uncomfortable with that and I felt like there needed to be some boundaries, he was like, yeah, I told you what it was whenever we got together. So if you don't like that, then just break up with me. Looking back on it now, that was also a red flag because I feel like he was telling me to break up with him so that way he didn't have to break up with me, like for part 2. Part 2 about how my boyfriend cheated on me with the girl best friend. So like I said, she would still hang all over him and he pretty much told me, if you don't like that, then you can leave. Obviously, I did not want to leave because I liked him and he was my boyfriend. So I just kept putting up with it, and eventually, you know, we got 6 months into our relationship. So at that point, I'm thinking maybe I have a little bit more authority, you know, to be like, hey, I don't like the way that she acts around you. You guys can't hang out like that anymore. And they would hang out alone together. He would take her to dinner, which I literally tried telling him that the stuff that they do together is relationship stuff. And he was like, that's not true at all, because we did all of this stuff before you and I even got together. So anyways, like I said, 6 months in, I'm like, hey, I don't like the way that you guys are hanging around each other. Once again, he gives me the same excuse. So he pretty much said that he didn't care. And the one night him and I were supposed to hang out, but he canceled on me last minute. And her and I didn't get along, and she never Snapchatted me before, but then I get a Snapchat of her and him making out at his house.